video. Today I want to share something for you about obedience and how obedience can change the world. If you go to the book of Acts, chapter 9, from verse 10 to 19, we don't need to read it, you can read it yourself. Book of Acts 9, 10 to 19. And there you can read about when God speaks to Ananias that he should go to Paul. His name was still Saul then. Go to him and deliver a message to him and get him healed and baptize him and so on. And Ananias, he was so scared. He was very afraid, and he told God, "Oh no, this man, he's persecuting the church and all the Christians." And Paul was not a good man, He before he met Jesus Christ. He was really persecuting the church, and people were afraid for him. But Ananias decided to be obedient to God, and he went to Paul, and he got him healed, and he delivered the message, and Paul turned the world upside down. So you can see here, if Ananias wouldn't have obeyed God, probably had chosen somebody else, but he was obedient, and this affected Paul in a way that he went radical with the gospel to the Gentiles, and he changed the world actually. And a big part of the New Testament, the scriptures we have today, is actually Paul that wrote. His teaching and the letters to the churches and so on. So you can see here that it's very important to be obedient. And I always like to take the Bible from and put it into somebody else's life as a life today. And today we're going to take the Bible and put it into my life. About 12 years ago, my life was a mess. I was a broken man. I lived in a shelter. I was homeless. I was addicted to drugs. Actually, I was a dying man. And God spoke to a man that he should go to this place, and he did it. He was very obedient, and people were mocking him. He came year after year, but he came to me, and he delivered the good news about Jesus Christ. He delivered the gospel, and this changed my life. And I was a person. I was a crazy man those days. I was very paranoid. People avoid me. And so I can imagine how it felt for this man to deliver this message to me. But he did it, and this just struck my heart so deep. So I could never go back to what I was before. So I started to search God, and this changed my life. And those that out there that know me today, that I love Jesus Christ very much. We have a lot of outreach. We make teams. We start to plant churches. Jesus has used me in a great way, and also have the privilege to make a lot of disciples that do the same thing. So because of this man, if this man wouldn't have told me the good news, probably I would be dead today, end up in hell. But a lot of people that I have reached also haven't got the opportunity to hear the good news. So I just want to tell you this because it's sometimes it's so easy to just you feel that you should do something. God is speaking to you, but you get scared, you get frightened, you don't feel courage to do what he has obeyed you. You're afraid of your reputation maybe, or maybe you're afraid of violence, or what would happen if you deliver, but what if the person doesn't receive. But I just want to tell one thing, what if the person receives? You see it? If the person receives, you don't know where it's going to end. This person, you tell the good news, he could change the world. You could get a word by God, go to that person, a specific person. But it can also be that you're out in the streets, you meet a person of peace. You haven't planned it, God haven't spoken about it, but you just meet the person, and it's the right one, and this person will change the world. He will change a lot of people's lives. So I think it's so important to be obedient. And for me, before this man came to me, like I told, I was a broken man, and I remember one time, because I was a seeker, and I know that my life was about to come to an end. Like I told you, I was a very broken man. I was a dying man. And I remember one time I was desperate, so I just ran into a church building actually, and it was empty. There was no people. The door was open. I came in there and I saw like a book there. You could write something, a prayer or something. So I think I wrote "Help me" or something. But then when I wrote "Help me," I know today it was God, and He just started to show me all my friends that had died, and I started to write the names. Name after name after name after name in this book, and the list became a long list, and I just knew that, wow, I cannot live this life anymore. I will die. So people actually are dying out there. The world is coming to an end as we know it, and it's so important that we tell the good news. Today, not tomorrow. If you feel that you need to tell somebody, do it today, because tomorrow that person could be dead. And they will be lost forever. So it's so important to just be obedient. It's not you don't need to go to a Bible school for 2 years to plan, to get prepared to do a special task or something. You don't need to be this super God woman or God man to be chosen by God. We have a task. God has actually commanded us. Jesus commanded us to go out and tell good news, baptize people, show them Christ. So this is what we must do, my friends out there. And I just want to tell you this because I want to encourage you, both through Scripture and my life also, and also to a lot of other people's lives. Our lives are speaking. It's not just about words, and it's also about acts, that we do something. Jacob writes that faith without acts is dead. It's like that. And I remember one time, actually I think it was 5 or 6 years after I gave my life to Jesus and started following Him, a friend of mine, we have been friends since we were a small child. He chose to continue to do drugs and stuff. So he died. When I got the message, I was invited to his funeral, and I didn't react so much in the beginning, but I was very sad inside, and I remember that the couple of years before, I tried to get hold of him, and I couldn't get hold of him to give him the good news, because I knew if I can meet him, he will give his life to Jesus Christ, because we were very close when we grew up. But maybe I was thinking maybe I didn't do enough to reach him. But anyway, he died, and I remember the feeling when I came to his funeral. A lot of people were there that were not believers, or followers of Jesus Christ, and I said, yeah, but he's in a good place now, and I felt like, no, he's not in a good place. And I saw his cask there. He was lying inside with this coffin, and I just felt this brokenness. So, and everybody went to the coffin to just say farewell a last time. And for me, when I just came to the coffin, my legs just broke down. I couldn't stand up. I just fell on the floor, and I started to cry. This desperate crying. I was totally devastated. I could not even breathe, because I felt this huge sorrow, and this devastation, because I knew that it was too late. It was too late for him. God always knew, but according to what I knew and what the Bible says, if you have not received Jesus Christ before you're dead, it's you are lost forever. And after that experience, I just felt like I will never want to experience this kind of feeling again. So I just, when God speaks, I try to be obedient, And I want to show you something here, because many of you out there probably think that, oh, but I'm not worthy, God don't want to use me, but I want to tell you something. I told you before also that Jesus has commanded us to go out. He has told us to go out, preach the gospel, baptize people, make disciples, teach them everything He had taught us. And you know, God has different tasks for us. Here is a task God has, you know, and He sees a person, and this person is longing. This person is longing for more of God, you know. And God just goes to this person. This person is no special, you know. He's just a simple disciple of Jesus in the church. He has a pastor and everything, but God sees this person's heart. So God goes to this person and gives this person this task, and the person takes it, and he runs with it. Then God sees another person. He has a new task. But this person, he's in a big congregation, he has a pastor, and he has a mentor, and he goes to Bible school, but he has actually 1.5 years left in the Bible school. And he has a lot of books he needs to read, you know, and he has said, he tells God, no, God, you know, I need to be prepared first, I need to study, I need to do this and this and this, you know, because I'm not ready, you know. And a lot of people told me also that you need to study about 3 years or something before you can be worthy to climb the ladder up and serve God. So God, I take the test, but I want to wait a little bit. You know what God is going to do then? He's going to go to this person sitting in a corner in the church, feeling shame and have given up maybe. And he's longing and crying to God, God, use me, I know I'm not worthy, but use me anyway. And God will go to this person and He will give this person this task. And the person will open his eye and get surprised, and he will take it and he will run for it with the task. So the sense moral, the thing I want to tell you about this picture, you know, is that God doesn't care who does the job. God only cares that the job gets done. I'm going to tell you again. God doesn't care who does the job. He just wants the job done. So don't be worried out there. If you want to be used by God, just start moving. Just take the first step. You will see that God will use you. And you have, you know, very often also we have so hard to take the first step out, you know. It's easy to go to church, worship God, read the Bible, pray, and all these things, you know. This is wonderful, we should do that. But there's also this step to go out and reach others, tell others, you know. And many people have a problem to get started, you know. It was the same way for me. I was in a big church and I was leading some outreach things, you know. But I had a problem to go out and just get people healed, heal the sick, and preach the gospel, lead them to Christ, baptize them, and all this. But somebody came, Torben actually in Denmark, took me by hand, and he showed me how it's done, and he gave me a so-called kickstart, and that made me going. I went like fire, and just started to do it. And after that, you know, it just went wild. So if you have a problem out there also to get started, if you are afraid, you know, we are a big network in the Lost Reformation, all over the world actually today. And if you want to connect, do that with us. You know, you can connect at the Lost Reformation Sweden.com. You can see it also in this text on the screen here. Connect with us, and I can promise you, we will help you to get started. We will kickstart you. We will disciple you. If you need to get baptized, or if you're not already saved, you know, having given your life to Christ, I promise you, just connect with us. We will explain the gospel to you and show it to you, so you can really understand it and feel it and live it. We want to disciple you. We want to help you to disciple others also, to become a strong believer that follows Jesus Christ. Not only a strong believer that just goes to church. We want to see strong believers, followers of Jesus Christ, disciples of Jesus Christ, that makes new disciples. And this is what we live for, actually. And this is actually what Jesus has commanded us to do also. This is on God's heart. He wants us to make disciples. He wants us to preach the gospel. He wants us to tell the good news to the ends of the world. And He has done that ever since Jesus Christ died on the cross. He has commanded us to go out and tell the good news, because He wants this world to be saved. He don't want not a single soul to end up in hell. So this is just an encouragement to you to just take it by hand. Don't wait anymore, you know. Tomorrow can be too late for somebody that's going to change the world. So I hope you could receive this message. I'm speaking from my heart, and I want to help you. And as always, I always end up with, you know what? Yeah. To be continued.